Hi, my name is Katie Seeley, and the country I decided to do my climate change project was Russia. Russia is a very large country in Asia and Europe that spans over 5,700 miles and contains 11 different time zones. With 14 countries bordering Russia from Norway to China, the climate is very different depending on where you are. However, Russia's climate is considered temperate continental forest due to its position up north. Russia's winters are very cold and snowy with temperate summers. Since Russia is so large, the changes due to climate change are seen in great magnitude. Warming in Russia has increased by 1.29 degrees centigrade from 1907 to 2006, which is greater than the overall global warming of 0.74 degrees centigrade over the same time frame. An increase in precipitation has been recorded at a rate of 7.22 millimeters every 10 years. Some areas in Russia have experienced a 10 to 15 centimeter decrease in snow cover in the past century. In the Baltic Sea, data has shown that ice formations in the sea occur 10 to 15 days later within the 20th century, and ice melted 15 to 20 days earlier. In Russian rivers, the period of time for ice coverage has decreased by 35 to 40 days. Additionally, the maximum thickness of ice has been recorded to have reduced by 15 to 20%. If the trends continue at this rate and humans operate in a business as usual mode in terms of pollution, Russia's environmental changes will be drastic. Since Russia is located far north and close to the Arctic, it is extremely susceptible to climate change. It is predicted that by 2022, the temperature will rise on a standard deviation of 1.1 plus or minus zero point 0.5 degrees centigrade and rise by 3.4 plus or minus zero point 0.8 degrees centigrade in the winter. This will be due to less snow cover and lower albedo. In the sea, ice cover will decrease by 2% every decade. And lastly, by 2100, precipitation will have increased by 20%. The government has attempted to encourage the regions of Russia to take action against climate change. So far, 6 out of the 85 regions, including Moscow and St. Petersburg, are attempting mitigation. The main concern is permafrost melting, which Russia is covered with two-thirds of permafrost, so thawing can be dangerous to crops, infrastructure, and people. The effects of climate change have hit many regions badly with fires and destruction of infrastructure. These regions are dealing with the consequences of these natural disasters to focus on climate change mitigation. As a result, the government has calculated that the effects of climate change will cost 1 to 2% of the GDP by 2030 if the cleanup from permafrost melting continues. Additionally, Russia is attempting to develop eco friendly manufacturing practices for their factories and other establishments to reduce CO2 emissions. Lastly, the boreal forest produces 20% of the world's timber, and these forests could collapse as a result of climate change. And the goals of the Russian environmental organizations are artificial forestation.